And welcome back to another video, fam. Hopefully your weekend has been a good one, because it's been a pretty good weekend for me too. But let's get out of that discussion real quickly, because we all know what we're here for. We are here for some salty content. And I will say once again, this dude is very familiar to this channel. If you guys have been around this channel for the longest time, you know exactly which Nintendo fanboy we are going to be talking about today. Well, more likely dismantling his whole argument about Street Fighter 6, and you know it's my favorite thing to do with these type of people. You guys already know. But before we start this video and get to the nice little salty content, what I personally would like you guys to do is go grab yourself a drink, a nice little snack, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, because you know what? I've got more content like this for you guys coming on the way. But other than that, let's go ahead and dive right into this video, guys.
Hello everyone, this is Cody Leo.
How about new, you crazy Dutch bastard?
So I was sitting at home thinking for a little bit, thinking about Street Fighter 6 and all the things that irritate me about this release. You know, it's basically Street Fighter 4. Again, same exact game, same exact features, no real radical changes. There's nothing about it. It's the same thing we've seen since like Street Fighter 2. There's no innovations, there's no change, there's no progress, there's nothing, all right?
Uh-oh, everybody watch out. Harmon's thinking. That's kind of scary right there. But anyway, to be serious about this, get back to the serious point. There are some major changes between SF4 and SF6. And one of the big one is having custom characters. And let me tell you that customization for your custom character is pretty freaking awesome. And along with customizing your character, there's actually a story mode where you can take that character in and actually go in there and interact with the main characters of Street Fighter, like Ken, Chun-Li, and some actually other characters like Luke, that the guy that I'm playing right now. And on top of having customized characters and the story mode, there is actually an arcade hub mode area where you can actually go and interact with other people, where you can either A, fight with your customized character, or B, jump on one of the arcades and fight with one of your favorite fighters like Luke, Ken, Chun-Li, and the list goes on. And if you get sick and tired of playing the same fighting game, supposedly what you say, Harmon, there's actually little mini games within that hub universe, or just a hub in general, that you could play. Kind of like a Galaga game. I can't remember the name of it right now. Or you could be a DJ and play music with people, or you could just be down in the area interacting with people. Not to mention, from a personal point and my own point at this view, the netcode for this game is a hell of a lot better than the previous ones. The previous ones, I've always had trouble with the netcode, especially just lagging everywhere, hits weren't connecting, but no, in this game, it feels a hell of a lot better.
Street Fighter is a stagnant IP only propped up by the FGC and like just YouTube shills, right? Like it's only relevant because of its legacy. Like, these games are not fun, they're not innovative, they don't have interesting characters, fun mechanics, interesting innovations. Like, they're the same thing over and over and over again. So many better fighting games out there exist. You know, Super Smash Bros, ARMS, like Soul Calibur 2, you know, the Mortal Kombat games, you know, Blaze Blue, right? Dragon Ball Fighters. Like, Street Fighter has been passed up a long time ago, and the community just does not want to admit it.
Then if it's not as popular as you're saying it is, then I want you to explain this to me, Harmon. After attracting 1 million players, Street Fighter 6 sales have now passed a milestone, meaning that there's millions and millions of players on Street Fighter 6 that have paid for this game, Harmon. And you want to know how I know this for a fact? It's because their servers are constantly just filled with people in them. You literally have to go further down the list to find an open server just to go play with your friends. And I'm going to throw this little joke into just for like a bonus point too. For some odd reason, the server 69 in America is never filled to the like brink of like collapse. It's hilarious. I don't understand why 69 isn't. Also, Harmon, you're just mad because Street Fighter 6 isn't on the Switch. You know, as usual, just like with Dead Space and Resident Evil 4, the remake, Yeah, you're just really mad because it's not on there to make your fifis feel better. Also, hey Harm, I got a question for you, buddy. How is Hogwarts Legacy running on the Switch? Oh wait, never mind. It got delayed due to technical issues. So much for the world's most powerful console, huh, Harmon?
Right? This was a weird situation, watching this game and seeing people go through the motions of like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever, like they do with every single non-Nintendo AAA release, right? They did it with Resident Evil 4 Remake, which was garbage. They did it with Dead Space Remastered, which was garbage. They did it with Hogwarts Legacy, which was garbage. Like, there were all of these problems with these releases that nobody talked about or acknowledged. And with Street Fighter 6, I've been talking about the problems. I've been talking about, Capcom's iffy track record in recent years. I've been talking about the worship of Itsuno and Capcom's franchises in general. But I do think I kind of forgot to talk about the elephant in the room. The thing that annoys me the most, and the reason that guarantees that I 100% will not play this release, and that is the fact that it is a game that could easily run on Nintendo Switch and just did not get a release.
He said it! He said it!
Well, maybe it's time to shit down Nintendo's throat, Harmon, because you know what? The Nintendo Switch is very old, and the Tiger chip that's within the Nintendo Switch is starting to get very outdated, and let's be honest, it fucking struggles to play even the new Zelda game that came out. The Tears of the Kingdom that you paraded around? Yeah, I've played it, and just FYI, the frame rates are still bad in that game. Not to mention how Nintendo treats its netcode with its fighting games is so absolute dog shit. I wouldn't be surprised if Capcom said, you know what? We don't want to put it on there because we don't want our customers to suffer over the poor netcode Nintendo refuses to fix. Also, the only reason why you're mad and you're iffy about their, track record throughout the years is because they haven't been putting it on the Nintendo Switch. Capcom has been killing it lately with Resident Evil 4, Street Fighter 6, and so many other games I've lost track, but they've been killing it this year, man, and the previous years. Just straight out knocking it out of the park.
For whatever reason, Capcom thought that Street Fighter wasn't going to release on Nintendo Switch. Now, never mind that nobody plays the game on Xbox. Never mind that the PlayStation audience is migrating to PC. Never mind the vast overlap between Street Fighter and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, considering Ryu is in the game. Right? Let's just ignore the most popular console on the market. Let's support these irrelevant pieces of trash that the industry is throwing all of its weight behind right now. Let's put this release on Steam. Let's put it on PlayStation. Let's put it on Game Pass. Let's put it on everything except Nintendo hardware, even though it's a basic 2D fighter that the Switch could easily run. Right? I've got on record about this. The Switch could easily run Resident Evil 2 Remake. It could run, Resident Evil 4 Remake. It can run, Monster Hunter World. It can run, Dragon's Dogma 2. It can run, basically every game that Capcom has put out in recent years, right? There is no justifying whatsoever, a basic 2D fighting game with simplistic visuals could not hack it on Nintendo Switch.
Oh boy, I love it when he makes this argument. It could run on Nintendo Switch. I'm a developer. I know what I can say. No, not really, you fucking delinquent. Okay, see, the Nintendo Switch is so freaking old, along with the Tiger chip, that the games that are recently come out, they're starting to be a little more demanding on the CPU and other things, that if we even attempted to put Street Fighter 6 onto the Nintendo Switch, it's going to be a hot potato. Not to mention, Doom Eternal got ported over. And trust me, that surprised us all, that those developers had to, unfortunately, drop the frame rates, drop the resolution on the game just to make it work. And I don't think Capcom wants to do that to its games. Also, let's do a little reminder to everybody in the audience, too. Let's remind everybody, Square Enix came out and said that the Nintendo Switch is so underpowered that it could barely play any PS2 era games. So what they had to do is take Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 and put them on their little crappy cloud services. Anybody remember that?
Like, I 100% like refuse to believe it. Okay, it simply isn't true. You can't look at Tears of the Kingdom, which is the most technically advanced, demanding, intense game on any gaming platform, and then say that like, the hardware running this, yeah, that couldn't run Street Fighter 6. Like, are you delusional? Are you insane? Like, come on, guys. Like, it's gotten old a long time ago, and it's been so long now. We've seen this happen like so many times. I think a lot of people are taking it for granted that third parties are refusing to support Nintendo hardware right now, in spite of being the clear market leader. Like, if anything, Street Fighter 6 should have been developed exclusively for Nintendo Switch, right? It should have like really taken advantage of the fact that the Switch was portable and like the Joy-Con functionality and like unique hardware. Like, what exactly do you have to gain by playing the game on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC? Like, again, the Switch version would have been superior if it had gotten made, but that's the issue here, is that like Capcom and other companies are simply refusing to put out Nintendo games because they know that by default they would be the definitive version of that game, simply because the Switch is the better piece of hardware with a better lineup of software. The only reason that anybody talks about PlayStation or Xbox at all is because of these kind of releases that just skip Nintendo, right? Like, every single time, right? It's just completely worthless. Just complete garbage. I just got sick of it a long time ago. And, I don't care about Street Fighter 6. I'm not going to play it. I could easily play it on my high-end gaming PC. I could get it on Steam. Like, I could get it, like, right now if I wanted to. But I'm not going to. Why? Because I'm not interested. Just like Elden Ring, which also could run on Switch, by the way. Tears of the Kingdom stomps Elden Ring, like, performance-wise, by the way.
Sorry to say this, Harmon, but your little Tears of the Kingdom is not very that demanding, okay? It can run on PC, okay? Perfectly fine at 60 frames per second, 4 fucking K. That's pushing it to its fucking limits. And mind you, I've seen gameplay of it. I'm not promoting it or anything, but it looks fucking beautiful. And it makes the Switch look like dog shit. Also, this delusion in your head thinking that the Nintendo Switch is exclusive, the exclusive handheld on the market. No. See, there's this kryptonite, this little kryptonite that you're scared of. It's called the Steam Deck, Harmon, and it can run Street Fighter 6 on there. And Harmon, just because it's got the bigger player base with a lot more consoles sold, is not going to justify putting all that time into it just to port it over and probably slaughter a shitload of features off of it. It's just not worth it to Capcom to do it. Also, bonus points too, Harmon. Do you have any proof to back up your claims right now? No, of course not. No, of course not, because your high-end game PC is real, isn't it, huh? You haven't shown it. You haven't shown any specs. Yeah, press X to doubt that you have a high-end PC, right? Also, here's a scary thought right here too, Harmon. That's going to scare the hell out of you. If Nintendo ported all their games over to Steam, I'm going to bet you anything people are going to buy more games on Steam versus the Nintendo Switch. And I'm going to bet money right now that's why Nintendo doesn't want to do it.
It looks better, plays better, has way more going on, way more technical combat, way more difficult, way more fun to play, way more side quests, way more variety, way more like location, way more locations, actual mechanics that involve things other than combat. Tears of the Kingdom just stomps Elden Ring in every single way. It's hilarious how people think that game is in any way relevant. Like, it's like 2023 and we still don't have like Dark Souls 2 on Switch. We don't have like any of these games. You are delusional if you think the Switch can't run like games from like a decade ago, right? You are delusional if you think that like Doom Eternal running on Switch is some kind of like black magic. You are delusional if you think Mortal Kombat 1, which is coming to Switch, by the way, is going to be inferior to other versions of the game, right? Like, if Mortal Kombat 1, which is the exact same game as Street Fighter 6, if that can come to Switch, no problem. Like, what exactly is the issue?
Well, see, here's the issue right here, Harmon. I would rather spend my money on a Steam Deck so I could play all those games, so I don't have to worry about if my Nintendo Switch is going to blow up in my freaking hands. Also, if we're going to talk about the Nintendo Switch with Mortal Kombat, there is multiple reports coming out saying, hey, this is not going to run really good. The blood looks cartoonish, and not to mention the frame rates are maybe buttery smooth, but they're very, very low. And also, too, imagine paying $70 for that game on the Nintendo Switch, where you could pay it on PC or you could pay it on console. I don't think it's on PC. I take that back, but I definitely know it's $70 on Xbox and PlayStation. So, I mean, yeah, go ahead, do your little flex that it can run, but it's going to run like dog shit. And you better hope to God this is not online only, because it's going to be sucked going around, walking around with a Nintendo Switch that you can't even play Mortal Kombat on. Like, you would have to stay home connected to the internet just to play Mortal Kombat. You better hope to God. And those Joy-Cons playing a fighter on a fucking Switch? Are you kidding me? That's disgusting. Like, let's not even mention what's probably going to happen after like 20 matches you play on. This is going to probably be like what, Joy-Con drift for the millionth time that Nintendo refuses to fix? Yeah. Fun times, huh?
Right. What exactly is the problem with Street Fighter 6 coming out on Nintendo hardware? Why exactly are Capcom and its fanboys making excuses for Capcom's poor decisions? Right? Why exactly do we Nintendo fans have to pick up another piece of hardware just to play some mediocre games in some franchises from some franchises that were relevant back on like the Super Nintendo, right? Like, why exactly should Street Fighter 2, a Nintendo game, be on other platforms? Like, why?
Okay, Harmon, yeah, don't consider yourself a fan. You're a fanboy. Two big differences in that. Major differences, okay? What you guys need to do in this situation is that you need to go down Nintendo's throat and demand better hardware, a better console for your guys' selves. You guys deserve to play fucking games as the current gen as everybody is. But you guys refuse to jump down Nintendo's throat and say, hey, we want these games right now. We're going to start boycotting your products until you fucking decide to give us better hardware. Because God knows you guys probably need better developers and better hardware. Does anybody remember the Pokemon fiasco that's been happening the last couple of years?
You know, like, why exactly would I ever do? No, like, again, Street Fighter, alongside everything else, you know, Metal Gear, Suikoden, you know, Monster Hunter, Ace Attorney, like, these other versions on other platforms, like, they don't need to exist. Like, just make the default version the Nintendo Switch version. Like, there's no reason to keep doing this. There's no reason to try and prop up these consoles and try and like create this illusion that there's like some competition for Tears of the Kingdom for a Game of the Year, which seems to be like why a lot of these Metacritic scores are like being propped up. There's no way that like Street Fighter 6 is a 92. There's no way that like Hogwarts Legacy is going to compete. There's no way, like absolutely no way that anything coming out this year is going to compete with Tears of the Kingdom. Like, and we're continuing this facade with Street Fighter 6. Like, it's like, why are we doing this like over and over and over again? It was sad a long time ago, and it's only ever getting worse, right? The shills are out in full force. They're trying to tell you this is a great fighting game, but I say ignore this one and wait for the next big Nintendo exclusive thing.
Oh, well, let's all pack it up. The Nintendo fanboy said that there's no reason to, even though, you know, just a couple months ago, you know, there's some emulators on Xbox that could run all the Nintendo Switch games, all the Nintendo games, and Nintendo got in their fifis about it. Well, not really. I shouldn't really say that. I'm sorry. But no, Microsoft, a little update to that too, if anybody is curious. A little update to that, they had to remove those because there was exploits with those apps where you could actually get into the Xbox and do some unsavory things. So I kind of agree with Xbox remove. But there is a reason why I brought that up. It proves that the Series X and S and the PS5 can run your fucking games like it's absolutely nothing, Harmon. And that should be a red flag for Nintendo saying, oh shit, maybe we should upgrade our hardware. And not only will that updating our hardware will make our fans happy, it'll attract more developers to come to our platform and start to want to, oh, I don't know, put their games on our platform. Has Nintendo not learned, or this fucking dude right here, Harmon, has nobody learned from the Wii U era at all? Also, if you're going to listen to Harmon saying, well, this is not a really good streaming game just because it's not on the Nintendo Switch, you know what? Go right ahead. Go ahead and trust Harmon. Miss out on a really good fucking game. Maybe get it on sale if you want to. That's what I'll agree with. But if you're going to listen to Harmon, ooh boy, you're going to miss out, and it's going to be your own damn fault. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Unfortunately, this is the end of the video. I know you guys love me dunking on Harmon, but you know what? This eventually's got to end. But you know what? I'll let you guys know right now. If you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, I'll have more content like this for you guys coming. But like I always say at the end of my video, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, fam.
You're like a baby, you're like a baby.